Big business and the government are trying to sow the seeds of dissent among our ranks at a time when we need solidarity.
You know, it's only fitting that in our very first roll-up, Brandon's rolling up right now.
Hey.
Well, speaking of Brandon, I'm Jesse.
I'm Frank.
I'm Brandon. I'm rolling up right now.
And
We're all rolling up.
Well, technically, we're all rolling up together with one Martin Scorsese today.
Yeah.
Hey, at the start of the Chronic Canon, only one of us knew how to roll. And now, while we're reaching the end of our first season, everybody knows how to roll.
I rolled like 5 blunts now.
Cue the fireworks
By yourself?
sound effects.
You want to get high? By yourself?
The rap side of horns.
Myself.
Super proud of you.
Yeah.
Jesse's become an actual like pro though.
Je-
I'm still learning. Jesse's a pro. Brandon's a master.
I got
earlier-
fed up. I got fed up. It was just because, you know, there was one day I came like home and just sat down and was like, Brandon, you want to roll blunt? And you were legitimately upset with me.
I just couldn't. For some reason, I didn't understand it myself when I yelled on my way down the stairs and I sat down. I was like, why am I so mad? And then I went upstairs and tried to like half-heartedly explain myself, and then I do the thing where I start talking too long, and I'm like, I don't make any fucking sense. I'm really sorry.
Well, it's just I get it. I was taking advantage of the blunt rolling. I was just smoking blunt after blunt. I was enjoying it. I was loving it. And I just didn't want, you know, the experience to go away. And I wasn't going to smoke one without you. It's not like I was saying like, hey, come roll this for me and then leave.
Yeah.
I was like, roll this for ourselves. But then one day I finally just said, because Brandon told me, he said, if you just take a set of wraps, some weed, and you just sit there and tell yourself you're going to do it, you'll do it. And motherfucker, that's what I did. And I have probably rolled at least 50 blunts successfully since.
He's doing very well. Literally, we were sitting down
Not a
watching.
humble brag, a brag.
a full-blown brag, goddammit.
Not
We
the
were
humble
A
bottom.
blunt brag.
Literally sitting on the couch earlier watching Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And he,
Good movie.
Jesse looks over at me and he goes, it's funny now we only smoke exclusively blunts. Like we've got fucking like a Gravitron. We have bowls up the wazoo. We even have a nice little dab rig that turns into a bong. And we're like, nope, let's go spend $6 every like 3 days.
It's almost like every day.
Oh
But
my
it's
God.
a life.
Yeah,
worth living.
one box is $15. I just gotta go Wild Bills.
Make it happen.
Plug for Wild Bills. They're our sponsor on this day's episode. Just kidding. Give
well,
us money, though.
they're not
We need
our
a
sponsor.
Fucking pay us to smoke weed.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I wish that we were smoking with Marty right now. I think
Dude, he'd fucking die.
Or go to bed. I'm
We'd have to
tired.
give him like some oregano and tell him it's weed.
Yeah.
Dude, you know, over the last couple of days, I watched. Well, actually, it was on Scorsese's most recent birthday, which obviously is like weeks ago. when
Happy
this is being
birthday,
released.
Daddy.
Happy
We
belated
really
birthday.
love you around here.
We do love you around here.
Can you cut in him like laughing or something?
I'll try and find a way.
When are you gonna come back from getting those cigarettes, though?
It's been 26 episodes.
Where are you, Marty?
We're
Is he
I want
okay?
Jordan to be listening and go, I'm right here, just screaming in his fucking car.
The Sassy roll up. We are here. We've reached it. We've reached the end of Martin Scorsese's canon.
Correct.
We've watched all 25 of his narrative feature films. So now we are here to kind of break them down. And because we haven't even talked about it, for those that may be listening for the very first time, we are the Chronic Canon,
Oh, yeah.
as we
Welcome.
stated before. We are a movie podcast.
Mhm.
We smoke movies and we talk weed, actually.
We're live in our ears, but not in yours.
And if you don't like heat, you gotta get the fuck out.
Get out of here.
And what is heat, you ask? The thing that makes you warm on a cold winter's eve? No.
Well,
not,
it is.
Not how it is. Technically, the thing that makes you warm on a cold winter's eve. But no, in this case, Heat is Michael Mann's 1995 opus starring Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
If you've never seen it, that's chill.
Perfectly fine.
It's just if you actively dislike it, you
do
gotta
that.
go.
Exit the premises.
Bye-bye.
and I will highly recommend you go seek it out if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, like
I
a
would
great
recommend
movie.
you shut down and sit
down,
down
Ralph.
and shut up.
watching Heat
Ralph.
is gonna be a better use of your time than anything we'll ever do here.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially
like,
now that we're kind of all back in lockdown, basically. So
yeah.
you got
Now you
3
got no
hours to kill.
excuse.
Got to do that and The Irishman, and then Righteous Kill for good measure.
Don't spoil it. They
Anyway.
won't remember.
Anyway,
But we finished our journey with the Sassy.
he
We
is our
watched them all.
first director we have tackled in full as a podcast. our first series is now going to be
Well,
complete.
we're done here.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to our Irishman episode, you fucking should. I don't know. I haven't heard it yet. I'm sure it's okay at least.
I mean, I still feel like I didn't say enough. And I mean, who knows? Maybe in the second episode I said even more and I'll feel
we will.
satisfied. But
We never will
currently,
feel satisfied.
what's his name of Barry Lyndon once said, I am not satisfied. Fucking what's his name? Fucking
Lord,
Leo Vitale.
I know.
Lord, fuck. I
Hold
should
on.
know this. It's
I
fucking
know.
hilarious. First of all, another plug. Barry Lyndon is the funniest movie ever made and easily one of the best movies that you can watch while under the influence of weed. Not even a joke.
Lord Bullingdon.
Lord,
That's his
Boyington.
goddamn name.
Fucking Leo Vitale.
Barry Lyndon
dude.
slaps.
Barry Lyndon slaps so fucking hard. Top 3 Kubrick. Fight me.
Top 3 coochie. Sorry.
Top 3 coochies of all time.
What were we
Number
gonna say?
one, Barry Lyndon.
Barry Lyndon. Redmond Barry, as he was once called.
Okay.
I still want to do the matching tattoo with somebody, you know, where I get the part 1, part 2, and part 3,
Yeah, no.
the title cards. But no one will do it.
Yeah, no.
No one wants to go that hard on Barry Lyndon, but it's
No,
fine.
Not for me.
It's fucking
I mean,
incredible
it
movie.
is for me. It is an incredible movie, but just not the tattoo.
It's so fucking funny.
I know.
Anyway, we're not talking about Barry Lyndon.
We're not. One day, hopefully.
He's a very similar like if anything, Martin Scorsese. I think Martin Scorsese has actually cited Barry Lyndon as his favorite Kubrick movie.
I think he talks about that Eyes Wide Shut in 2001 the most.
That would make sense.
Those three.
That would definitely make sense.
Yeah.
I feel like those are the most tied. Well, the Clockwork Orange could technically be tied to
Yeah, but
his
that
themes in
doesn't
a way.
seem. That seems too close almost.
That's way more Kubrick than it is anything else.
That's true.
That's so his wheelhouse.
But I mean, like, it almost feels like Mean Streets, but Kubrick's version.
I guess.
Like, right though?
That's what that means, sure.
I don't know.
But anyway, speaking of Mean Streets and speaking of Maddie,
Maddie.
we're going to get into it. We're going to break it down based on these are all our subjective,
No.
preferential opinions.
Kinda.
Collectively.
We took our 3 individual opinions. We're going to break
Well,
this.
not we, you.
We-
We should put the credit towards you on this one. Frank,
Frank-
did all of the sorting and
he's
the
our computer man.
I love
averaging
it.
and data collecting. He did it all.
He stayed
love
up
it.
for fucking like 6 days in a row. He
Frank's
was on
an
an
internship
Adderall
at the
binge.
Ringer.
We actually had to go over there and knock him out, Raging Bull style, for him to fall asleep.
Listen, we all
Shout out.
we all made our individual lists, breaking this down into categories, right? And then we collectively put it together. So this isn't subjective. This is the official Chronic Canon rankings of everything.
Well, we say
Right, right,
subjective
right.
based off
No,
the
no,
three
no.
of our opinion.
No,
Okay.
Chronic Canon's official. It is. There's only one right. I'm just kidding. Obviously, everything's subjective. Damn. But today we're breaking down Sassy almost Oscar style, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
We're doing.
We're not going to have a real Academy Awards this year, so we might as well do something like that, right?
Right. And we'll probably do this with every director we do.
Yeah.
A little roll up.
So recap.
It's a recap. We're going to do awards. We're going to talk about Sassy a little bit, and then we're going to tell you what's happening after this.
I just want to gush over all the movies I love so
We're gonna.
much more than I already have. Just a little bit extra.
We're going to do we say the categories now, or do we just do it as we go?
Well, let's do it as we go. Let's drop them
You'll
one
be
by one.
surprised.
Yeah.
We have 7 categories.
6,
We have 6 categories.
technically.
Well, the 7th category is director, but there's only one up. Sorry.
Who will win Best Director
Well, I
today?
guess Tom Hoover and Spike Lee are up there.
Well, if we're counting our special episodes.
Which we shouldn't.
Sure.
You're right. You're right.
Because in every other category, it's just the Sassy. What if we
I
did
almost
randomly
went to
decide to
smoke
include
the
those?
mic just now.
Hmm?
I almost just smoked the mic.
I wish I could
Huh?
have heard you just go.
Listen, if you don't smoke, that's cool. Hang out with us. Just
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
talk Sassy. Let's talk our favorite
But
things.
You do need
And
to
if you have any
understand that we are
questions about
smoking.
weed
Oh,
or
yeah.
Martin Scorsese, you can direct them to the chronic.canon@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter @Chronic Canon or like us on Facebook, yada, yada, yada. We don't
Sure.
really check that shit.
No.
We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. Whatever the fuck
I
you
want
listen
to do
to
like
us on. I don't know.
We can do like a little like Facebook boost when our first season's done.
Yeah.
A will Facebook boost.
Bullshit.
Sign on
Zuckerberg, will you tell people about our podcast?
All right, now that we
This is
got that out of the
everyone's
way,
favorite podcast.
let's start this goddamn shit. We're gonna
We need Oscar music.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's move on.
Well, first thing
For
we're
sure.
doing is best editing. And I'm Frank.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Brandon.
I'm going to read this one. We're going to go 10 to 1. We all ranked them out of 20, put them together. Here's what we got. Okay, everybody? This is official Chronic Canon business. All right. This is what we're saying Thelma did the best. Wait, is there any?
Well, there's
that
probably
aren't
a
her?
couple other ones in there that are not Thelma. No?
One.
Wow.
There is one non-Thelma.
Interesting.
Who
There's
did
10?
that? And there, yeah, we're doing our top 10. We're going to do 10 to 1, okay?
It was me.
It wasn't. Wait,
What?
who did this movie? I need to look real fast. Shout out to them. We'll get there in a second, okay? Oh, blunt. All right, I'm going to hit this blunt before I start reading.
He hit the fuck out of that blunt.
Number 10, King of Comedy. Number 9, the one non-Thelma, Taxi Driver. Forget that's not her.
Yeah. Just
It's-
before.
Tom, Rolf, and Melvin Shapiro. Good for them. Number 8, Color of Money. 7, Wolf of Wall Street. 6, The Departed. Nice. 5, After Hours. 4, The Aviator. 3, Raging Bull. 2, Goodfellas. 1, The Irishman.
That's crazy.
What's crazy about it?
Raging Bull.
Number 3. That's good.
Editing?
I mean, I had
Yeah.
it higher than that.
Me too. That's all I'm saying.
Brandon had it a little lower, but it's okay. This is how the math works, baby.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, so wait, hold on. What was number one? Irishman?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Duh.
Yeah.
Come on.
Number
What's
1 and
what's
2
wrong
are
with it?
definitely like.
Well, no, that's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. I think
I
that it's
kind
their
of wish
most
Aviator
subtle
was
work.
higher.
No, I think those are the 4. Those are literally my top 4.
I think Irishman is their most subtle, nuanced work, and in pretty much all categories.
Mhm.
Like, it's all just as masterful and boisterous as everything else he's done in the past, or they've done in the past, Thelma included. But it's done so much more
Yes.
quietly.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get there's gonna be a lot of Irishman love today,
The
as
Watson.
you could all probably
big
fucking
shock.
guess.
I dare a listener to be like, "What? These motherfuckers? The Irishman again? I'm over this."
So what is it about Thelma? What do we love about Thelma? She's
She's-
obviously a queen.
Well, she has an instinct, you know?
Her
I
and
feel
Marty
like
are the same brain.
that definitely adds to it.
Or like, yeah, if they're not the same brain, she understands what the fuck he's trying to say. Probably better than he does.
Well, Thelma has said in interviews, because this does not discredit her at all, but she said that Marty is active in the editing process and he's always there. And she's even said that I think she may have said that editing is Marty's favorite part of the process.
I bet. Just sitting with your fucking best friend, just like,
Well,
let's
considering
fucking try stuff.
the Raging Bull
Look at what I
editing
did. What do we do?
process, they just built an editing suite in Marty's apartment or Thelma's apartment. I
Mhm.
can't remember which,
I
but
can't either.
they just every night would get together and edit Raging Bull together.
Probably drinking wine, snorting blow. No, wait, that was when he was done.
That
with
was
the
after Blow, yeah.
blow.
Post Blow.
Post blow. That's what got him out of it.
Post Blown.
I mean, like, which ones did she win for? Raging Bull, Aviator,
She definitely didn't win for Wolf of Wall Street, nor Silence, nor Irishman.
Departed. She won 2 in a
Oh,
row.
That's cool.
Raging Bull, Aviator, Departed, which we have all 3 in.
The top 5?
Top
Well, top
6.
6.
Top
Damn.
six.
Departed 6, right?
Yeah, Departed's the weird one where it's like just that movie only works because it's hanging on by a thread
Yeah.
by the magic of fucking editing.
Right.
You know, I was gonna say earlier when we were talking about the Irishman, I think what I really like put credit to Thelma to is just how like you said, how like soft and seamless it is. Like it's a movie, you know, I always have a hard time like seeing the editing
Mhm.
or whatever in like most movies, but I feel like in that one, me not seeing the editing seems like a more purposeful thing as opposed to me not picking up on it. It's more of this isn't editing. This is just a flow of memory. You're seeing what's coming out of this guy's brain in real time, and occasionally I'm going to show you what this guy's doing.
The most like clear cut, like proficient job
Well-
ever done in a movie, maybe ever.
I just think Thelma has like this, like I said, instinct of knowing when to cut specifically, like knowing how to cut,
Mm-hmm.
where to cut. Like the cut is very important. It's not
Sometimes.
pretty much all the
Most
time.
times.
Like there's a lot of times when it feels like it's naturally flowing with the scene, but no one has weaponized the cut like Thelma has. It's pretty amazing anytime you see it like in the truest of action. Like in Raging Bull, it's all over the fucking place.
What's your favorite edit in Raging Bull? I always talk about the fucking when it plays the home footage suddenly
Yeah, that's a
in
great
color.
one. That's
Just
a great
like,
one.
What a choice! It feels like the Stargate. Like just
Mhm.
for some reason, it hits that wallop of emotion. just like halfway through the movie.
Mine might be basic because it's the first one that comes to my mind is when he's getting his ass kicked, and then it does the shot of the guy, and he's got his fist up, and the camera's doing the thing. I don't know any of the technical terms, but I see it really vividly in my head. And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's just like this wild look in his eyes. Like, dude, like I know we've been calling Jake LaMotta an animal this whole movie, but for a brief second, you see the glimpse of that, like. That anyone who steps into that ring is an animal too. We're just seeing the lives of this one. It's fucking great.
And it works because it cuts between the two of them.
Yeah.
Jesse?
Well, the opening cut from old Jake to young Jake where he says, that's entertainment, into the punch. Boom. It's just fucking...
Genius.
And
Literal
Joe Pesci
genius.
actually breaking fucking 2 of his ribs because he got punched for real.
And
Dumbass.
that is Thelma's reunion with Marty after Who's That Knocking at My Door. Like, they went from 0 to 100 very fast.
Like I said, Taxi Driver's the only one on here that she didn't do, and that is an expertly edited movie.
Out of 25 features, narrative features, to say that Thelma has nearly monopolized the top 10 is pretty staggering.
Yeah. I mean,
for Thelma. But also, Thelma has not done much outside of Marty's work, which
recently
I think...
she's done a couple random fucking
But
things.
see, I've looked into it, and it's usually always with a co-editor. It's never just Thelma. Thelma's always
like
the
brought
sole
in.
editor on all of Marty's movies, but I think that Marty is technically the collaborator, if you're going to give a credit to a collaborator in any sense. But Thelma pretty much exclusively works as Marty's other brain. So, that's something.
I want to call out Color and Money because it made Pool dope. I mean, Pool is dope, but it like all those quick cuts, and it has that fast energy the whole movie. Same thing with like Wolf of Wall Street. Actually, those are both like the same like premier high energy versions of Thelma.
It's something that's kind of wordless. It's just something you have to see and feel. And I think that's why people love Scorsese movies, because they make them feel. And I think the only way that truly works on the highest level is through the editing.
She's the fucking best. Like, I don't know who's better.
She's certainly up there in the top 5, if not top 3, if not number 1.
I don't even know.
I don't know the names of other editors.
Right.
Walter Murch. That's about all I got.
What has he done?
Apocalypse Now.
Who cares?
I like to put little people in the corner of the screen, and that way I feel the size of the picture on the screen.
Nice.
I have a stand-up desk.
All right. Walter, you gotta go.
This is
I'm
a Martin
outta
Scorsese. You sound like fucking Optimus Prime.
I don't know if it's perfect, but you can look up interviews
No,
of
it's
Walter
pretty
Murch. I
good.
feel like that's what he sounds like. Walter Murch.
It's pretty good.
Autobots roll out.
Does anybody? God damn it! This is not a long episode. I can't. I don't want them. I don't want them. Way too high.
Oh no!
Are we? Anybody else want to say anything about editing?
No.
Oh, Goodfellas fucking feels like a documentary,
I was
and
gonna
that's
say
impressive.
we didn't talk about Goodfellas even a little bit.
It's our number 2. It feels like real. It like first, and it has a momentum that is unmatched by most movies. The constant. It's like a pop song.
Where did Wolf of Wall Street land?
7.
Okay, so that fits.
Right.
But I was gonna say I feel like Goodfellas and Wolf of Wall Street both see Thelma just working at her like fucking move out of the way. Like fucking I got this.
Yeah, the kid shit.
Yeah, basically.
She's like,
that feels effortless. Whereas the other stuff, there is just like this master. You can tell that there's a meticulous quality to it. These other ones feel shoot from the hip.
I agree, actually, wholeheartedly.
Wolf of Wall
and
Street's
Irishman.
probably a little more calculated, but still.
It even feels
And
loose with letting
whoa. Where's Casino on this list?
It was 11, Jesse.
Well, then
Just
shout out to
missed it.
Casino.
It just missed it.
Thelma firing on all cylinders.
I want to quickly shout out The Aviator having my 2 favorite edits. I'm bringing it up because you reminded me earlier, Jesse.
Yeah, the plane.
The hand in the plane. No, the hand of her. Is it the plane first and then the back?
No, it's the hand going up Katharine Hepburn's back and then,
And then
And
turn
then
into
to
the
the
or it's her
plane.
leg. I can't remember.
No, it's her back.
It's her back.
It's
Okay.
the back
Face.
and then the plane. And also, when he looks over the blueprints, or when the guy asks him about a question and he goes, "Hold on," and it flips through all the blueprints.
Yeah,
Fucking
cool.
good shit, Thel.
Good shit, Theo.
Anybody else? Are we moving on?
Moving on.
Goodbye,
Theo.
Thelma. We love you, sweetie.
Bye, Theo.
All right, cinematography's next. Jesse, Mr. Jesse, you got the cinematography.
Well. We have reached the award that goes to the thing that makes that movie seeable,
Correct.
if that even exists as an English language.
Does
term.
now.
Cool. Throw it in there, Webster. Figure it out.
On it.
Anyway,
Fuck, I should have.
we're going to run down our top 10 choices for best cinematography in a Martin Scorsese film. Here are the nominees.
10
At
to
number
1,
10.
right? Okay.
The Wolf of Wall Street. At number 9, The King of Comedy. We should be, in theory, listing off the cinematographers along with this, but they're not included in this list.
I realized that. I just said that.
Rodrigo Prieto shot number 10, The Wolf of Wall Street. I do
Fred
not know.
Schuller.
Fred Schuller shot The King of Comedy.
Yes.
Okay, great. Number 8, Casino, Robert Richardson.
We know that one.
Number 7, Kundun, Roger Deakins.
One and only time at bat.
And
Wait,
he's
wait, wait, wait.
nearly in the
Excuse
top
me?
5.
What number was that?
Number 7,
Kunda?
Kundun.
Yeah.
Yes, Kunda made a list.
Number
it's a great
6,
looking movie.
The Aviator, Robert Richardson,
Yes.
making a return. Number 5, Goodfellas, Michael Ballhaus. Ballhaus is in the house.
Wait. Bauhaus House.
We are in Ballhaus house now. Number 4, Rodrigo coming back with The Irishman.
Number 4.
At number 3, Michael Ballhaus's first appearance on a Sassy
Bauhaus.
After Hours. Bauhaus.
Bow to the Bauhaus. We love them.
And number 2, Rodrigo making his third appearance in the top 10. Every single movie he's shot for a Sassy is now in the top 10 of all time, which includes number 2, Silence. And number 1, weirdly enough, the only film where he makes an appearance on the list, but
Chapman.
taking the top spot, Michael Chapman with Raging Bull, which I mean, it's a crowning achievement. It's gorgeous and beautiful in every way. If anything, the cinematography may be just as powerful as De Niro's performance.
It is. It literally is. Makes the movie. Everything about it.
That opening shot makes me weep. It's so intense.
So, can you go down the top 5 again?
God damn it. Goodfellas was 5.
Goodfellas, Irishman, After Hours, Silence, and Raging Bull at number 1.
We all
Wow.
hyped up Silence pretty high.
Dude, that's got some amazing fucking shots.
Silence is a gorgeously composed movie. I think it's interesting that of these movies, the only one that feels, well, Goodfellas is probably pretty meticulously choreographed as well. I mean, obviously the
For sure.
Cabana shot. But I noticed that all of these movies are like very meticulously crafted as far as their cinematography is concerned.
Mhm.
So good on us.
I was
Made
surprised.
good choices.
3 Prietos, 2 Ballhouses, and 2 Richardsons. So does that mean
Collectively,
in that top 10?
nice.
So I think that means Prieto is technically our favorite cinematographer of Ceci's collaborations.
I mean, that I would agree there, simply because I think that he's become Scorsese's eyes,
I know.
whereas Thelma is his brain.
And we did confirm he's shooting Killer of the Flower Moon, right?
Yep.
Thank God.
So that will be his 4th collaboration with one Martin Scorsese.
I mean, I was actually shocked to see The Irishman land that high, but I am glad about it. It's
I put it at number 1.
You did put it at number 1. Brandon, what was your number 1?
I don't remember.
Me? Neither.
Right.
Raging
It
Bull,
was
your
Silence.
number
It
1?
was Silence, and Raging Bull was my number 1.
Interesting.
That's a gorgeous movie.
I mean, it is.
It feels like a 40s
think that's my number
film
2.
through a lot. It was both your number 2s. It feels like a 40s, like the neo-realism through a lot of it, and then sometimes it feels like a documentary, and then sometimes it just feels like a modern Scorsese picture.
Yeah.
And it is always beautiful to look at. The one black and white, well, the one choice black and white, not
Yes.
counting Who's That Knocking at My Door, which actually doesn't look that bad.
It's not terribly shot.
It's not terrible. It's
It's not
not great.
wonderfully shot.
Our
It's not
number
terribly shot.
11, I guess we can always mention that, was Taxi Driver. Just missed out.
Oh.
Actually, that and Wolf were like literally.
Which Taxi Driver is a beautiful looking movie.
It really is.
The
it's-
cinematography is a standout there, too. Michael Chapman, once again.
Yep. Almost had a second. Not quite. After
If
Hours,
only.
fucking bangs.
But I will say, to the credit
Aviator
of the
fucking
King of Comedy,
bangs.
having rewatched it,
Oh yeah.
the cinematography in that is similar to The Irishman. Very subtle, but very, very good. Just the way it moves with Rupert and everybody that it's following in the film, like it's very organic to what's going on. But it doesn't feel like, oh my God. But there was this one part that Brandon and I were cracking up when Jerry's running away from Masha at the beginning of the movie, and it suddenly goes crazy handheld out of nowhere. But like it so matches the energy of everything that's going on. I love that fucking movie so much. and the cinematography speaks very highly to the
heat.
the heat of the movie. We'll go with that.
The heat of the movie. We love it.
Heat of the movie.
Kundun, I liked it.
Kundun, I like.
Okay, but for real, that movie does look fucking out of
It's
this world.
gorgeous.
That
It-
is the standout.
the shot of all the
element.
dead bodies and Kundun standing in the middle of it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an all-timer Scorsese shot right
And
there.
the
It's fucking
microscope,
gorgeous.
Yeah,
telescope.
the telescope shot.
Mhm.
Both of
And the
those.
sand shots.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. The opening
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking yeah. Dinkins.
Dinkins.
Dinkin.
Hey, why
Dick
do you
Pope.
think? It's kind of weird that they never worked together again.
I don't know. Well, I think it's because Deakins is
Too
Cohen's
much of
guy.
And he's everybody's guy.
And Deakins doesn't like working with film anymore. I know that Scorsese has dabbled in both digital and
He's gone full digital now, right?
well, I think he did for Irishman,
Okay.
but I don't know if that will be the case on Killer of the Flower Moon.
We'll see.
Or is it Killers of the Flower Moon?
Who cares? Killers.
Yeah. Okay.
Killers.
Get that right from now on.
And I will concede that I think the best element of Casino is the cinematography. Like,
it's
that
quite
movie's
good.
fucking gorgeously crafted.
Yeah. The way the camera moves in that movie is like quintessential Scorsese.
Mm-hmm.
That speaks very highly to his style.
What do you think are the ones that? Yeah. What's the typical? Is it Goodfellas? Did Goodfellas create what is the typical Sassy style?
I think
And then
so.
and almost everything else is a variation on that.
Well,
Like,
I
is
think, I think
Goodfellas
it
our
iconized
base?
it iconized it. Certainly, I think that's probably what cemented his style. Because you
Goodfellas
can see
has-
it all over. The Color of Money is shot very similarly to Goodfellas. You know, Raging Bull has a lot of style to it.
Yeah, right. They all are very stylish.
Taxi
but
Driver.
They all feel kind of different. Like each one does feel sort of unique, but there's
After Hours is like very much a Scorsese movie as far as the cinematography is. That
Mhm.
opening shot,
Mm-hmm.
it's beautiful.
And the final shot.
That's Ballhouse being like, "I'm in the house,"
Ballhouse.
Ballhouse.
right at the front,
Love them.
right at
Okay.
the fucking front.
Fuck. Anything else? We're not trying to take too long.
No,
right?
we're just wrapping up.
Is
rolling
it? Wait,
up.
can
Fuck.
I? Is it too early to ask about what other ones you're excited to revisit? Should we do that later? Let's do that later. Sorry. Let's keep rolling it up then. Right? What's
Yeah, where are you
next?
going?
I don't remember. Screenplay.
It was
That's
screenplay,
you,
right?
Brandito.
Moving over to
All
Brandy.
right. So our next
You're
category,
a fine girl.
my friends, is screenplay. That is script goodness, everybody. So we got our top 10 list here coming out at number 10. We got, I'm reading.
I didn't write down who wrote any of these.
Coming
God
down,
damn it.
you didn't?
No. I'll look at shit when we need to.
All right, we got The Color of Money at number 10. At number 9, we got The Aviator.
Uh-huh.
Number 8, we're rocking with The Wolf of Wall Street.
Mhm.
7, cooling in with Silence. Rounding out our bottom 10, The Departed.
Nice.
Now sitting at number 5, we got After Hours, baby. Number 4, we got Taxi Driver.
Nice.
Number 3, King of Comedy, yes sir. Number 2, Goodfellas, hey, I'm a wise guy. And number 1, The Irishman.
What if it just wasn't?
What a
though?
surprise.
It would be
Yeah.
Brandon's fault if it wasn't.
No, he had it
Oh,
at number 2.
Brandon's fault.
Listen, I want to
You're
quickly.
the one who was talking fucking
Hey.
smoke.
If
Hey.
I was Italian, you wouldn't say that shit to me, you fucking racist.
Excuse me?
You
All
heard
right.
me.
Listen, please don't fighty. This is a day of love. This is a day of love.
I'm not fighting. He fighting.
Yeah, both of you.
Ma.
Hey, you.
Ma.
Hey. All right. I want to quickly acknowledge.
Mom.
Stop calling me.
Please.
That's what I want to quickly acknowledge. King Comedy and Taxi Driver, number 3 and number 4. Obviously, neither of us hate it, but I'm obviously being Frank.
Maybe I.
Me being I.
I'm Frank. Goddammit.
I'm Jesse.
Brandon.
God damn it.
God damn it.
I don't like King of Comedy as much as the two of you, and Brandon doesn't like Taxi Driver as much as the two of us. But yet, we both could still recognize that those scripts are probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know, man. Like if someone handed me the script for Taxi Driver, I think I would absorb it, in almost the same way as I absorbed the movie.
Right. Like
But
it works.
there's a couple of enhancements that obviously visuals can have, but like the list as it stands kind of reflects that.
I was
Just
about
like,
to say that.
All right.
You fucking slap that down in front of somebody and say, "Hey, man, this isn't a movie yet. This is all you get." Like, you're gonna be satisfied. You're gonna be excited to see what it looks like, but you're gonna be fucking satisfied.
Number 11 was Raging Bull, and I think that's perfectly not on the list because of that element. Like, the filmmaking's what takes that to the other level.
Really.
Like, as a script, you're
it
going to be like, yeah,
accelerates
this
it.
is good. This is
Mhm.
great, even. In fact, this is real good, but it's not the same.
Wow, this is really compelling.
I think you're completely on point with that. That these are like just good text documents, and then like thank God Sassy got his nubby little hands on him. I don't know why I wanted to say nubby.
His fucking squishy little hands.
Now, Brandon,
Yes.
can you list the number 5 pick again?
After Hours.
What's everyone's favorite line from After Hours?
You know my favorite.
What is it?
I'm gonna get blamed for that.
Good
It's
one.
literally the best bit in the movie.
Yep.
Like it fucking kills me.
Brandon,
I can't think of one.
I got mine.
Tell us.
Surrender, Dorothy!
Oh yeah. Every time he'd finish, he had to shout "Surrender, Dorothy." I can't think of any other lines right now either.
I think all the ones that I would be thinking about, like when he's fucking standing at the fucking counter. What's his name? John Hurd. And he's like, Marcy, 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 screaming at the fucking cash register, smacking everything. And he's like, oh, Jesus. Or when he says, like, it's not like her girlfriend got killed last night or something, like just as he's about to get the call.
That his girlfriend got fucking killed
Liced.
tonight.
Yeah, rough.
It's good.
What's number 4?
Taxi driver.
Number 4 is Taxi Driver.
What's everyone's favorite line from Taxi Driver?
Listen up, you shits, you fucks, you listen when he just repeats it. That whatever he says there.
Mine is it's a pretty little gun.
Uh,
It's not a written line of dialogue
little
in the
gun.
movie, but it's my favorite line in the movie.
it's not a line. It's one swift movement of action, and that is when he after he takes the girl to the porno theater and he comes back and tries to confront her about being like a bitch and not loving her, not loving him or whatever, and they're escorting him out of the building.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
He fucking kicks like a window open, like the door window, and
Yep.
then he gets in the weirdest fighting stance ever. Like not like a man who served time in the fucking
He says,
army.
"Come on,
No, you know what
try me."
and
or
you know what he
something.
says to her right there?
Huh?
Says you're in a hell and you're gonna die in a hell like the rest of them. And he walks out.
Fucking
So
maniac.
fucking edgy, bro.
Oh man. Other ones that
It's
come
like
to
if
mind
he
are
was
like
if Travis Bickle was reincarnated, he'd fucking be drinking like Mountain Dew and playing Call of Duty.
I love it when he's like, you got a gun?
You fucking screwheads.
And fucking Jodie Foster, I don't know who's crazier, you or me.
I like the sissy. I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna kill her.
No, that one. What does he say? Is
Whatever
you
he
think I'm
says.
pretty sick, huh? You think I'm pretty sick? Think I'm pretty sick? No, just talking as fast as humanly possible.
I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna kill her. I got a gun. I'm gonna shoot her.
Great performance. Like
You
he
got a gun?
actually does very
Got a
well.
45.
In the scene.
It's a big gun.
What's our favorite Sassy cameo? Bonus.
Hugo, when he was the photographer.
I'll say Taxi Driver.
I want to say King of Comedy.
That's a great
Actually,
one.
that
With the
might
light.
be the best one. Which no, that's After Hours.
Oh, that
King
is
of
After
Comedies.
Hours.
He's directing.
That is a great one.
That's the best one,
Mhm.
man. And which we had at 3 again.
Brandon, can you hit me with that number 3?
Look, rounding out at number 3 is the King of Comedy, baby.
Oh, we got plenty of quotes from that one.
Mom.
I mean, I think that's the crown jewel.
You should only get cancer.
That's a
Cancer.
I mean, I've just been thinking a lot about it's impossible. It's impossible. We can't do 6 weeks. It's impossible. But I think that's mostly in De Niro's delivery. But it is quite good.
It's a really smart script. I like it a
Super
lot.
smart. The editing is real good. For a
It is-
first
it
watch,
is.
too, that's a great first watch movie.
Yeah.
If you've never seen it before, the King of Comedies. If you go in blind, knowing nothing, the King of Comedies is a really cool movie.
I had a great time.
Number 2 is Goodfellas.
Well, I know you guys got quotes out the ass from that one.
She's prejudiced against tanks.
That's the best quote.
That's
from
the best
movie.
quote. And
Prejudice
if
against tanks.
you don't think so, you're wrong. You did insult them a little bit.
Garen.
Yeah, and he Karen. I don't think we've ever said her name not like that in any episode.
No, probably not.
Karen.
It's always Karen. Karen. Oh, yeah, Karen.
And with the Heat comparable moment. What did you say you do again? I work construction.
Yeah. I work in construction.
Beautiful.
Fuck you, pay me.
Irishman. Favorite lines.
Oh my God.
Why didn't you make that call?
I mean, if we're talking about the most important ones, it's probably it.
It's what it is.
It's what it is.
It's the maybe this is cheating because it's the I don't know the context of the line and how much weight it carries for me, but it's the fuck him from Joe Pesci, dude.
Yeah.
Because right before that, he's like, "Yeah, he was a good guy, you know." I wonder
You'll see.
if he did the right thing, you know, Jimmy. He was a good guy, but it was either him or us.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Which Tony?
Fuck.
They're all named Tony.
The other whispers.
Yeah,
Whispers.
the other whispers.
We're forgetting.
Oh, hold on.
I mean,
Wait,
that's
wait, no,
taking
no, no.
traffic.
You're not taking traffic into account. No, I'm taking traffic into account. That's why I said 10.
Okay.
It's 15.
What if we say 12? We meet in the middle.
Your lawyer's dead? Who got him?
Yeah. Who did it?
Who did it?
Who did it? Nobody did it.
No, didn't they go cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah, cancer.
And he's like, so good.
Thank God.
They're like, who you coming for? Everybody's dead.
You fucking cocksucker.
Are you looking at
That-
my ears?
That whole speech.
No, I'm not looking at you.
Yeah, you shouldn't be
I
looking at
had
my ears.
surgery. I had
had
my
surgery.
ears surgically.
Like, what the fuck?
I
That's
wasn't
in
looking
that
at. I
movie?
wasn't looking at cheese.
Listen, but beyond, it's
No.
And then it comes back later, and he's like, "Big ears" when he's on TV during the
Right.
Watergate.
Dude.
Like who? No.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Guy I knew a long
Good.
time ago.
I think you know what we were trying to figure out, like what's the Sassy thing for cinematography. I think like The Irishman actually should be considered like this is the Sassy standard. Like if you took all his elements and put it in one movie, The
Yeah.
Irishman is going to forever be the like golden template of like this is all of it. You got a biopic, you got a life story, you got the how you became involved in a world, you got religious doubt, you got all of it.
I will say, like again, we talked
Hubris.
about this on the episode where it's like
Hubris.
it's the culmination of an artist's work. It
Yep.
might as well be their final film. It's the
Yes.
epitaph to their entire career.
And Steve Zalian's script like helps it.
They're not similar movies in the sense that they're like similar in plot or anything at all, really, but they just feel similar. I always think about Fanny and Alexander in tandem with The Irishman. And I feel like when you think about not just the movie itself, because if you take it for its own merits, it's obviously brilliant. You obviously love it. You obviously think it's well done, whatever. Or you don't, whatever you're fancying, I guess. But when it comes to seeing it surrounded by the work of the artist who made it, that only adds that much more emotional effect to the overall experience. So
But-
I highly recommend taking the journey through Sassy, at least the essential canon ones,
Yeah.
before getting to The Irishman, simply because, I think the cumulative effect will be so much more overpowering.
All right.
But don't you think if you just read that script you'd still be blown away? Obviously all that stuff is what takes it to 11, but that script on its own.
Yeah,
seems
no,
like
I
it's
think
a
the script
beast.
is incredible. It really is. I think if you read that, you would go, "This is something I gotta make."
All right.
If you had the fucking moxie to do so.
So you guys are gonna hate that I'm saying this. You're probably gonna shit on me, but I'm putting it out in the universe because I believe it.
Okay.
You guys, one day when you sit through and I force you to watch every movie, and the first and like in the Infinity Saga of the MCU, you're gonna see how Captain America is a mirror of Frank Sheeran. Think about a soldier that only does what he's told throughout his whole career, and then him ending it.
You know what? You're right. The Marvel
Him
movies
ending-
are brilliant.
Him ending it on his,
I've-
I'm
I've-
just saying, him ending it as
Breaking
an old
news.
man on one hand, not on his own terms, and the other hand on his own terms. You're gonna see the reflection of Frank Sheeran in that. I believe it. I just had like an epiphany moment. You can shit on me all you want, but one day when I force you guys to do it, I'm gonna say it, and whether you want to believe it or not, you're gonna see the mirror. That's all I gotta
already
say.
see it.
I'm putting it out there in the beginning because we still got plenty more to talk about, so we can get happy and talk about Frank Sheeran and the Irishman, and not even think about Captain America. But it's out there in the zeitgeist. It's in the universe. I'm putting it out there.
Let's move on. Fucking all
Supporting?
these scripts rule.
Best supporting actor.
Very short
Performance.
list.
Well, I think an actor doesn't have to be defined as gender.
Sure. We decided to do. We're doing one acting for lead performance. We're doing one acting for supporting. Opened it up to everything that we defined in those categories, and for supporting, we only have 7 nominees. There was only 7 things the three of us all put on our list, our individual
Fucking
list.
insane.
It's a little fucking insane, but there was a lot. Hey, Sassy
wait.
has so many memorable side protagonists.
Be honest though, who ruined it? Did like you and Jesse have more in common?
No, at a point it started that way where you were the son of a bitch, but then there was quite a few actually where like just one of us had it, obviously, but then by the end I was turning into the son of a bitch. And I was like, oh, okay. So Jesse
we're
was
all
never
the-
really the son of a bitch.
Well,
Thank
that's
you,
good.
Jesse.
But I mean,
Glad
like,
that
other
my
than your
opinions on Scorsese's
All right.
supporting characters are probably the most objective of the group.
all right,
Frank confirmed. So it's right.
Kinda. One of my top 5 didn't make it. Wait, these numbers are so confusing. Jesse's top 5 made it.
All in the top 5 too?
Good. No.
Brandon, I can't read. I'm fucking so high. Your
All right.
top 5 didn't make it.
Best
None of
supporting
them?
No,
performance
Just not all of them.
nominees.
All right,
And number
yeah, fuck
7, Daniel Day-Lewis, Gangs of New York.
it. Like, sure.
Bill the Butcher.
I mean, he's great.
Yeah. He's chewing it up, man.
He's a ham city.
He's
I had him the
doing it up.
lowest out of the 3 of us.
Great.
I had him at number 7. I don't care.
Brandon had fun with Bill the Butcher.
I mean, he's very memorable.
Number 6.
Leo wakes up in the bed,
There's not many.
when Leo wakes up in the bed with Carmen Diaz, he's just sitting there.
When he's
You know,
dying.
I've always wanted a son named Amsterdam.
Maybe I underrated it. Maybe I underrated it.
All right. Number 6.
You she the shy.
She balls.
What's number 6?
I'm gonna take you. No, when he fucking just ices Brendan Gleeson. Like you think it's gonna be like, oh fuck, they're gonna stand off, and it's like fucking immediately.
And he's always got that crazed face going.
Yeah. Oh, and he throws the knives on stage.
I imagine he's absorbing their souls. As he's...
Shout out to DDL.
All right, number
Yeah.
6.
Number
the third
6, Jerry Lewis, the king of comedy, which slept on performance.
No, he's amazing.
He's literally amazing.
I had oh my god, what's her name? Help.
Sandra Bernhard.
Yes, I had her above Jerry Lewis on my list, but somebody didn't.
It would have been
include
me.
her. No,
Oh, he didn't include her?
on the
What are you
list.
fucking stupid?
It's
My
fine.
list is
sorry.
the best list out of all yours. Unfortunately.
No, but
you
I
guys
already
ruined
said
it.
objectively
All
I'm
right.
the most correct.
So Jerry fucking Lewis. We all agree on though. That's the whole point of these. These are the ones we agree on. Jerry Lewis is fucking amazing in that movie. Like if it's not him, it doesn't work.
Dude, he's so fucking
Untimely,
good. And
Masha.
no, when he's sitting on at the table and the expressions on his face, and he just treats everything so well. Like he handles everything like such a champ. It's like, God, he's being way too nice about all of this. This is crazy.
I will never. The image that I think of when I think of King of Comedy.
Kim McCumber.
Kim McComber. Are
King
you
of
talking
comedy.
like Chet Hanks or
Leave
something?
me
What's going
alone.
on?
Boba.
When I think about King of Comedy, the first image I think of is when Jerry is running down the street and the way he runs.
No, the whole movie.
That's the first thing I fucking think of.
Yeah, and on top, I was saying to Brandon, I was like, that's definitely not the way, probably not the way Jerry Lewis just naturally runs, because he's a physical comedian. Like, he knows what he's doing. Like, I think he's trying to fucking run like an idiot.
It's so good.
It's so
It's
good.
So good.
I just love the part where after he smacks Masha, he like does the little skip out
Oh,
the
yeah, out
house
the door, yeah.
to start his run. I fucking every time just whoop.
I love him.
And then all the the in Rupert's head scenes, and like when he's in the office and he's grabbing Rupert and throwing him back and forth.
It's great. He's amazing. Who's 5?
Number 5 would be one Robert De Niro
Woo!
in Guess Which.
I'm gonna say Taxi Driver.
What? For supporting?
Oh, wait, what are we doing? I'm gonna say Goof. I know you're not gonna cut it out, but cut that out.
Fucking hell, I'm not going to cut it out. Keep it and double it.
No.
Best supporting actor. Robert De Niro in Guess Which.
I'm gonna say Taxi Driver. Taxi Driver. Taxi Driver. Taxi Driver.
What? For supporting? What?
Oh, wait, what are we doing?
It's goddamn Johnny
Just so
Boy.
you know, that played a whole other time.
Fuck. It's fine. This is my first.
Okay.
Good work, Jesse.
Good work, Jesse. That was
Good
funny.
work. Thank you.
This
for
is
that.
Johnny Boy.
hate
Johnny
you.
goddamn Mean Streets. Johnny Boy. That's the number 5. God.
He made
It is Mean Streets.
He's amazing. He's
He
a
made it.
firecracker. He
He's my
makes that
number
movie.
4.
Yeah, I always just think about when he throws that fucking bomb in the mailbox and he
The-
runs.
Yeah.
And he runs into the wall.
And the fight.
The fight and
Yep.
the first scene in the bar when Keitel confronts him. He's like, Tony said he didn't give him his money. I don't got no money. What do you mean? I'm
gonna pay ya.
Yeah. No, it's first I did pay him. What do you mean? And he goes, he's here. He's here? And he's like, okay, hold on. I'm gonna pay him.
I'm gonna pay ya.
Why? Come on. And then he's like, give me some money. I got them broads. He's like, which one you want? It's like
I
the
got them
tone.
broads.
It's
Jesus
so
Christ.
Good.
All
What?
right, number 4.
What? That's
Lorraine
it? That's all we're saying?
Bracco.
Karen.
Goodfellas.
She's the best. I had her at number 3. She's fucking the
I don't know
best.
where I had Karen.
You had her
She
at number
was up
3.
there. Number 3? Nice.
Number 6.
Yeah.
She does great.
She's amazing. She carries the whole movie, like in a way. Like I kind of think she's the best performance in the whole thing.
I agree. Wholeheartedly. I think she's the best performance in the movie.
Yeah, she does the best.
And
She's the
it's-
most like believable performance in the whole thing for sure. Because fucking Pesci's a ham. De
Yeah.
Niro's doing his best. De Niro, like, and he's
She's my
literally
highest
just there
Goodfellas.
being cool. Like he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do.
Yep.
And Ray Liotta's good,
Ray Liotta is amazing.
serviceable,
He is amazing, but I think she's better.
amazing.
Amazing. And I think
Okay,
she's
I'll take the drug scenes at the end.
right. His whole
Bow,
trajectory.
bow, bow, down, bum, bow,
We're not
bow,
talking about him yet.
bum, bum, bow.
Maybe at all.
Number
But what
4.
we're talking about is fucking Lorraine Bracco, who's like her character being well written and her whole section of the story like being good helps a lot. But like I don't think they probably would have cut a lot of that stuff if she wasn't so fucking good. You know, like the Karen stuff at the end of the day feels like quote unquote expendable. Like that perfect performance, they probably beefed it up a little more. Actually, they probably went, let's stay with Karen. Give her a whole section of narration. Do you think that it's in the script? It has to be. Never mind. That's the dumbest thing I ever wondered.
Well, when she comes into the movie, that happens.
Right.
It switches.
I know. I'm saying like that had to always be the plan. That's
Mhm.
just how that sequence goes. But
It's how these two people navigated this weird world.
But she kills it. After I mean, you got
she's the most human.
it's I don't know. It's always weird. Like to me, when you're getting the back and forth narration from Tommy and from Ace and Casino, sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's weird. But like this one, it works so well. Just like
Well,
a really smooth transition.
I think that it's kind of perfect for the movie because, like, in the way that people condemn Scorsese for always glorifying the acts of his protagonists and shit, with actually this, the fact that Karen is sort of with it at the beginning, but sort of falls off the train towards the end of the movie, and obviously starts to see the flaws in the system, and tries to get herself out. We can separate ourselves a bit from Henry as far as like our eyes through the movie. Like we can see the story through Karen at a certain point once Henry becomes too fucking despicable to even fucking care about.
and if she wasn't engaging enough, that probably wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But it does. Queen shit.
Queen shit.
Great shit. Who's next?
Who 3?
Number 3 would
Top
be
3 should surprise nobody.
Joe Pesci in The Irishman.
Ayo.
Not the one you thought, probably.
No, yeah, everyone
Restrained
loves the
king.
Goodfellas, but no, we love the restraint.
It's horrifying. Like a very, very scary performance.
Probably the scariest moment in the movie is when he has the confrontation with Crazy Joe Gallo.
Oh yeah.
With the look on his face. And De Niro's literally like, oh, Jesus Christ. No, actually, stop me.
Okay, you're stopped.
The last scene prior to that, where he comes home in the flashback to his wife
That's what I was
covered in
gonna
blood,
say.
and she's like, take those clothes off, I'll wash them for you. And he just doesn't say shit. He
Doesn't
just
say a
walks up the
word.
He
stairs.
looks like he's could literally explode.
Yep.
Like he's still in murder mode.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh God.
Yeah.
And then you get the transition of all the end scenes where I've never felt just like so deeply sad looking
When
at a
he's
human
eating
being.
the bread
Yeah.
and the
The
wine.
shaking in his wheelchair and he's like, fuck him. And you'll see. Like, come on. It's
Everything's
hard.
very subtle. He's still got that comedic timing though too. Like towards the beginning of the movie, he's like, "Carrie, I made a vow. Remember, I made a vow, Carrie." It's all smoking in the car.
He's incredible. And the fact that he had an act.
Oh, you
and,
made a
like,
vow, and now I can't smoke in the car.
And I know that he has a way to work with Scorsese where, like, I feel like they're tapped into something specifically about this mode of the world where Scorsese always talks about the way Joe delivers the line, and he's like, "How do we make, that character Buffalino seem imposing and things like in that first scene where he meets De Niro, and he says when Joe did that line where he's like he says something about like I'm Frank, what's your name, and then he just doesn't answer him for a second, and then he just goes, where are you from? Doesn't even tell him. Just like takes command over the whole conversation, just real quick, real smooth.
Yeah.
He's like, but that was enough to like make it go like, oh Jesus, okay. It's like I thought the guy owned the gas station. Turns out he owned the whole road.
Fucking Pesci. He's imposing by doing almost nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's everything.
The lunch scene at the beginning, or before the death scene.
God, it's so hard. You want some brands? What does he say? You want some flakes?
Cornflakes? Or
Fuck.
some Special K?
Give me your
cornflakes?
glasses.
Oh, yeah.
God, just
Why
everything.
do you think he does that?
Make sure see him. Look me in the eyes. Tell me I need to know you're going to do this.
Oh, okay.
Don't you fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, so scary.
Yeah.
So
This
sad.
is your true test.
fucking
Give us the
incredible
ring.
stuff.
I have one.
I want.
Angelo has one.
I put Raging Bull Pesci above even Goodfellas Pesci. Goodfellas Pesci was very low.
I think that Raging Bull Pesci is a very different kind of Pesci, too.
Mhm,
He's
mhm.
doing his normal thing, like being a boisterous boy, but he also pulls the restraint out a bit
It's
in that
it's
movie.
halfway between Goodfellas and Irishman.
Yeah.
But it's
And then there's Casino.
which is just Goodfellas on crack.
My God.
Good stuff. Who's two?
Numero 2 would be Jonah Hill and the Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, shit.
Sucker new issue day.
This is what you do?
Hey, look, I quit.
Hey, here's the thing. I fucking quit. Bro. We gotta run.
She's hot. That's Leo, first of all. That's not Jonah.
You don't know shit about Chop.
Is that Jonah? Who
Yes.
says that? You don't know shit about Chop. Chop your fucking credit card.
And then he goes over to the captain like, we're good, right?
Yeah. See, we're good. Chop your fucking credit card. You know, I'm not
You're
going to let
okay.
somebody else fuck my
You're
cousin.
all right.
I'm on phone. Like
From his shows.
literally everything he does in that movie, one of the best performances of the goddamn decade. It's like, how do you take everything that you're like clearly meant to do, but also to a level that nobody would ever thought, and in a Sassy movie, and you
Of
just
all
go
things,
wild.
Does
And
it?
every time he's on the screen,
He
he
saw
is
his
grabbing the camera.
Yes, he saw his opportunity. He's like, this is everything. We're witnessing somebody do everything they've ever wanted, and they're fucking killing it.
Yeah, like literally just like if I got the chance to be in a Sassy movie, how would I seize the day? And he does it.
Like, perfectly.
And it's a genuinely good performance. I think when
I wonder if they'll ever work together again.
I hope so.
What if he's in Killers of the Flower?
I will lose my mind. It would be awesome.
But as Donnie
He's like he's like
What the
De Niro,
fuck?
he's like De Niro's deputy, like his fucking like
that'd be awesome.
stupid idiot.
That'd
Like
be awesome.
De Niro just putting him down the whole time.
Even the moment when Jordan slides the note, like "Don't incriminate yourself," and Jonah's reaction is just
Yeah, no,
like,
Jonah's
it's
very good at serious
fucking-
acting too. Yeah.
God, it's not just the hilarity. There is like a weird real. He's still real somehow. He's a fucking cartoon character, but he still feels like a real person.
I'm never going to Benihana again.
I don't care
Okay,
whose fucking
birthday
Whose
is
birthday
birthday
is
is this?
Literally. Come on.
But-
Everything he said, like, yes, those are funny lines, but he probably improv most of them. We talked about that. Like, he had to be rattling shit off just
Constantly. And I'm sure
Cocksucker Louis
Scorsese.
Jude!
And I also know that he took a real punch, just like Joe Pesci, in the face, got knocked out
Fucking
by John Bernthal.
good job, Jonah. You're never gonna do anything better than that.
Yeah.
Fucking love it. Who's number one? It should be pretty obvious.
Right?
And our
Everybody.
number one. I am sitting in a room full of fucking idiots. You dumb motherfuckers! You know what you did? You took Johnny O'Rourke's kid and you put him on as general fucking organizer. At the same time, you fucking sell insurance to his fucking fathers. And you know who it is. It's Al Pacino in The Irish.
What?
You're gonna do
I
the whole thing?
definitely
Come
missed.
on!
No,
I
don't do
couldn't
the
have
whole
done the
thing.
whole thing.
I thought it was
Oh.
gonna
Go watch
be
the movie, idiots.
Tandanobu Asylum. Fuck. I thought it was gonna be Tandanobu Asano from Silence.
Kijijiro?
No. Translate.
He's not even. No, it's fucking Al. Jimmy Hoffa. He's a friend of ours.
Yes,
Yes.
Alvin Pacino.
Friends of Jimmy Hoffa for life.
One of the best performances I've ever seen in a movie.
It literally blows my fucking mind.
It's like
The
Al's
things
like, oh
that
my
he
God, I
does.
get to be in a good movie again.
He's like, it's been
Been a
so
while.
long.
It's been a while.
he was my number
Been a
one.
while.
He was both yours numbers twos.
He's
Yeah.
my number two.
Hmm?
Hey man, my top three made it. Wait, did we all have the same top three?
No.
Not quite.
No,
Almost.
almost. Mine made it. I had a good time.
I had a great time. Al though, if he's not Pacino, the movie doesn't work.
He's so human in that movie. He's another one. He's like a cartoon character, but at the same time, he's such a real person, you know?
All the quiet
Very
moments.
similar to the Jonah performance in a way.
Kinda. But
Yeah.
there's more.
But he's like a big baby. It's just like you want to hang. You want to be his friend, even at his worst.
That scene is obviously the highlight of the whole goddamn movie, and it's so fucking funny. And I'm going to jail. You know that, right? It's the
I'm going to
best.
prison because of you. Because of you.
Incredible. But also the other moment I immediately think of in conjunction with that is when De Niro wants to ask him to speak at the dinner. And he's like, what? And just like that genuine emotion and friendship. It's just
Mhm.
like, Al.
Hey man.
Oh, and when him and De Niro are out of the room after the screaming, he's like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "What
Yeah.
do you fucking mean? Where am I going? I'm fucking leaving."
I quit.
I said it to Brandon when we were watching it last time. We watched the scene in isolation like 8 times back
Of
to
course.
back, and I was like, "No, De Niro." Right after that is also quintessential De Niro. Like
Yep.
it's so good.
What do
The
you
way
mean
he
we're
do
But
it.
you're not going to talk to
fucking
me like that.
Quit. He
Fucking-
he does a big thing with his fucking hands. I fucking quit.
What do you mean? What am I going? I fucking quit. That's where I'm going.
I love it. Al's a
Great.
king.
It didn't.
Jesse, score Jesse.
It didn't apply to you. That's it.
No, it didn't apply to you. Come on.
Didn't apply to me. I'm
All
standing
right.
right
So
there.
that
Peggy.
Peggy ice cream.
Been on a real ice cream kick lately because of him.
Nice.
It's quite good.
All right. Brandon, let's talk lead performances. Let's talk the leading
Performances.
people in the Sassy pictures. I'm sure everybody's going to be real shocked by a lot of this.
All right.
It's a joke.
It's not a joke.
There's a monopoly.
There's no monopoly. This is a real list. This is the official Chronic Canon.
Let's do it.
Oh no.
Best 10 leading performances in a Sassy movie.
Why oh no?
Number
Go
10,
ahead.
Ray Liotta in Goodfellas.
Don't make that face.
Okay.
He does good.
He's amazing.
He's very great.
Carries that movie
Go ahead.
in a way.
Next.
Okay.
Wow. You got nothing to say? He's a great guy. At number 9, we got Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver, which is
Surprisingly low.
surprisingly low.
I don't think it's one of the best ones. I feel like he's servicing the movie and doing a great performance for what the movie is, but I don't think it's nearly as nuanced or, as like felt as the performances he gives like post Raging Bull.
I mean, hey.
I mean, like obviously there are some in there that are a bit more monotone.
I mean,
And then like Cape Fear is way too big in order to be considered one of the greats.
I love it. all
It's
the
my
same.
third lowest De Niro performance.
Which
Cape Fear?
is?
Taxi
Taxi Driver?
Driver.
Taxi
Wow.
Driver is my third De Niro performance.
Mm.
It might be my third.
Behind the
I don't
two that are two of the. Never mind.
At number 8, we got Griffin Dunn.
Oh, nice.
Griffin Dunn in After Hours.
Love that. Literally
I
love
wish he
it.
was higher, but I'm glad that he's on there.
Do you guys
I'm glad
remember
that he's on there?
on the episode when I was like, is this maybe the best performance in any Sassy so far? And I was like, this is one of my like 100 favorite performances, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, I do.
And I was going off about it. I had him lower than both of you on the list.
That's
and
hilarious.
But I'm literally ecstatic that he made it on here. I think like with time and reflection, I'm like, okay, he's not as good as a lot of this.
Just
But
think about the rant he gives to the guy at
Yes.
the apartment, explaining his entire night.
basically coked out.
Yep.
Just like, I was just trying. You see the bug-eyed.
Yep.
And then he's just such a perfect like asshole in the beginning. And
He
sleaze.
also looks just like Marty.
He's a surrogate for sure.
I love it.
He's a surrogate.
It's
for
really
sure.
funny.
I love it. He's so good. He was perfect for the movie. Love Griffin Dunn. Glad he made it.
He feels like he embodies that character.
Yes.
Paul Hackett.
Paul
Paul
Hackett.
fucking Hackett.
I just want to go home. You start to feel bad for him at some point, I guess. But it's like such a sleazy. He's such a sleazy
Yeah, at
guy.
any moment when you remember how he got here, you're like, well,
Hey,
Sweet fucking good.
Marcy.
why did you put your $20 bill while the windows are down? You put it inside the change holder. You put your loose $20 bill in the change holder.
It's proto Seinfeld Curb Your Enthusiasm style anxious comedy, but with way more physicality and style than either of those ever bring you.
And
Yeah,
Griffin
it
Dunn
goes big.
sells it all. Number
Next.
7, I'm real proud of.
Number 7, I'm happy about. We got Matt Damon, The Departed.
Hell yeah.
Woo! I literally love it. He's so fucking good.
kill me.
Just fucking kill me. A shout out to number 11, just missed.
Leonardo?
Leonardo
Damn.
DiCaprio in The Departed.
Yeah, not nearly as good as Damon.
I mean,
though.
still amazing, but
Damon-
he ain't
Damon?
no goddamn Matt Damon.
No.
Hiya, hun. Like just walking down the hall, all those Morning, Darlene.
Yeah.
It's like fuck you. Just everything he does.
What does he say on the rugby field?
I'll investigate whoever the fuck I want to.
When he's screaming and crying at fucking.
Oh, when he's literally crying.
I'll investigate whoever I want. It's my fucking department. It's my fucking job. Like, just
It's like, bro, you're literally a rat. Why do you care so much?
Oh my god.
Fireman getting pussy for the first time in the history of fire and pussy. Like,
Oh,
what does that
that's the
even
one.
mean? Doesn't make any fucking sense. First time in the history of fire. What? So
Kills it.
stupid. I love it. I love it.
Damon is the highlight.
And
of
then
that
he's
movie.
just like he's just impotent, and then just like a
Oh
whole side
yeah,
plot.
that's an entire element of the
And
movie.
and his just like demeanor changing in all the scenes with her. It's so good. I think I underrated him, and I put him at number 5. He's so good.
I love it when I think that Matt Damon is best when he's playing a piece of shit.
Yes.
I think that is when Matt
Yes.
Damon is at his absolute
100%.
best.
But like a charming, quote unquote, charming piece
Well,
of shit.
because,
Yeah.
no, I don't know. I know you haven't seen it, but it's like he's not charming at all in Talented Mr. Ripley, but he's perfect. I mean, he's charming in his own, like it's Matt Damon playing a fucking psychopath, but it's not charming in the same way like The Departed, you know?
Dude,
Well,
the
no,
fact
but-
that the character that Matt Damon plays suffers from ED, and that was Matt Damon's idea. He's like, yeah, his whole thing is that he's got.
with that?
Yeah, dude. He was like, my character's got to be a tough guy who wants to be big, and his dick doesn't work. That's like part of it, cause she like after they have their first date, and she comes up to him and she goes,
sounds
you know,
like
it's
fucking
no big
Ben
deal.
Affleck's best friend's thought.
He's
You
like,
know,
oh,
we should talk about my dick.
Can we
He's like,
ta-
man, this guy's such an asshole. We got to give him ED.
Can we
fuck
talk
this
about maybe the best bit of performance in the whole movie? Opens the door, sees Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
How come like every Scorsese movie there's like an okay? It's like
All right.
Hey. It's incredible. Matt fucking Damon, number
Yep.
7. Fuck.
Hey, but at number 6, we got Paul Newman, Color of Money.
also underrated. Even though he won an Oscar for that.
Still underrated.
It's like one of those you better fucking give him an Oscar. You deserve one by now.
He's so good in that movie.
He's amazing.
The scene when he's with his girlfriend and their faces are just like real close together and the music's like he's just being romantic. That old ass man.
And the
That's
Forrest
the moment that
Whitaker
sold
scene
me.
is not just impressive on an
Masterclass.
acting level, but I think even in the sense that Paul Newman is such a commanding screen presence and rarely looks small
Yep.
on screen.
Yep.
And to think that not only did he allow for that, like in his performance, but he totally sells it. Like he
Yep.
makes himself feel as small as possible under Forrest Whitaker's hands.
Shout out to Forrest
Yeah,
Whitaker, who was
he
on
does
my
great.
list.
Yeah,
of supporting
great.
He was
villains.
on my list as well.
Bad luck, Jesse.
Sorry. I'm not one of those fucking people that gives somebody an award for one scene.
Kills it.
If
the
you
best
got
scene
a
in the
one
movie.
scene award, I'll give it to him.
Okay.
All right,
The first annual one scene award goes to
Yeah, what? Did you fucking
Forrest
put
Whitaker
Harvey
and Color
Keitel,
Money.
Angelo Bruno in your fucking list?
No, because he doesn't do the
Yeah,
same
me
thing
either,
Forrest
'cause he's
Whitaker
only in
does.
one scene.
But he's not that good. Forrest Whitaker comes in, grabs the movie by the balls, and goes, "I was here," and then he leaves. It's awesome.
Brendan
good
Gleeson,
fight.
Hugo, no?
No, maybe shut up. Literally, come you live with me now. I walk on the clocks.
I'm
I'm your uncle. Ask the Butterfield is
He's an
actually number
automaton.
1. We'll talk about that more later.
Yeah, okay, anyway, next.
Paul Newman fucking slaps.
Paul Newman slaps. Number 5, we got Robert De Niro in The King of Comedy.
Beautiful.
Rupert.
Yes. Rupert
Pumpkin.
Pupkin.
Pumpkin?
Rupert Pimkin.
Rupert Pepe?
This is
Rupert
my,
Pupper?
Pepe Le Pew.
was my 4th ranked De Niro.
Wow.
Really?
Yes.
I actually had him lower than you, dude. He was my 7.
I had him at 9. No, I was saying 4th De Niro, 9 overall.
I think this is what my like number 3. 2. Hot damn. Hot diggity damn.
You love it.
I do love this.
He's incredible.
I think I think that this and The Irishman for me are like his two like extremes where it's like it's the best of what he does in both. And you know, it's weird that I never thought about it pre this past watch that I just had a couple weeks ago, but he's tapping in to a lot of what he does with De Palma like a decade ago or a decade previous to The King of Comedy, where he's going into that absurd sort of like ridiculous De Niro. Like he never goes to that place again, really, after that movie.
It's his most atypical De Niro performance.
It's so fucking fun, but it's also incredibly sad and incredibly realized. Like Rupert is such
and
a
spooky.
palpable character and spooky, very spooky.
Bit spooky.
But
No,
he's-
not a bit spooky. He's a fucking psychopath. It's
he
scary.
owns the screen though. Like you
Yes.
never want to take your eyes away from him because you're constantly like, "What the fuck is this guy gonna do?" I think the scene of him running through that open doorway in the back office of Jerry's Jerry's studio is like fucking
Jerry's in
the
there?
funniest shit. Jerry's here.
Jerry, you saying Jerry's here?
He went in there. Yeah, go in there and assert yourself, Rupert.
Robert,
What if I just went crazy right now? Wouldn't that be fucking amazing?
wouldn't that be great?
I'm sorry. Sandra Bernhard also gets a shout out.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She does do pretty good. I'm sorry I didn't put her on my list.
It's fine.
But yeah, no, I love De Niro in that. whole thing.
Hey, all
It's
right.
not the last we'll hear from him
No.
Because at number 4, we got Leonardo DiCaprio.
in.
The Wolf of Wall Street. Because he
Dang,
fucking
son.
kills the shit,
He
bruh.
does. It's a quintessential DeCap performance.
It is a quintessential DiCap performance. When someone's like, hey, what movie do I gotta watch in order to understand Leonardo DiCaprio? I'll probably slap this in their
DeCap
face.
performance?
Huh?
It's a DeCap performance.
Oh, what?
It's a quintessential DeCap performance.
Yes.
I'd say that and Catch Me If You Can. If I had to be like, this is DiCaprio in a
Yeah.
nutshell.
What about Titanic?
No.
Okay.
No. No. And those are my 2 favorites per se. But those are the 2 that are the most indicative
I really like him in
of
Catch Me If You Can. He does very well.
He's
He
perfect.
is.
All the
He's
dude,
amazing.
the
They're the
phone
2
call with
movies-
Tom Hanks around Christmas.
Mhm. They're the 2 movies that capture what he does best.
Yes, that's
Truthfully.
true.
Leonardo DiCaprio is the Wolf of Wall
The
Street.
last great movie star.
The fucking whole scene with the Ferrari and going home
Yep.
with Donnie on the phone. That's the fucking bread and
Peak
butter
of
right there.
Comedic quality. The scene when his wife is leaving him.
Mhm.
Very sad. Very good acting.
Intense.
You can do both. You can do
And
both.
also, you can bust a fucking move.
Oh yeah,
Dude, when he
oh
fucking
my
just
god, we
starts-
just watched that clip the other day
It's like, what? For no reason.
It's hot.
for no reason.
Is she hitting on me? With the ant.
Yep.
And the scene on the boat with Kyle Chandler. That's good acting.
Yep.
Good job.
Hey, shout out to Kyle Chandler. His little bit in the movie.
Yeah.
He was fucking
It's
awesome.
fun coupons.
All right.
Good shit, Leo. I
Hey.
got more to say.
At number 3, Robert De Niro. Raging Bull, baby.
Nice.
Surprised it
Raging
ended
Bull.
up at number 3, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
It's
I think I know what that means, but anyway, keep
it's
going.
powerhouse.
Yeah, it is.
Ballhouse.
It is De Niro at his most extreme. It is De Niro cranked to 11.
That's how you take over a movie.
It's him putting everything into a role, but like past the physical level. You know what I mean?
I mean, hey,
Yeah.
we haven't really discussed much how there are 3 movies specifically that De Niro took to Sassy, and that is Raging Bull, The King of Comedy, and The Irishman.
Yep.
Those are 3 films that he specifically was like, I want to make these.
Yep.
I want you to do it because I know that you're going to bring the best out of me.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks to why we're talking about those movies so much, especially
Mhm.
Raging Bull too,
'Cause
because
they
that was the
brought the
first
best
one.
out of 'em.
That was the first one. He was like, I want you to make this. He brought it to him in '74. Took him 6 years to get it off the ground.
And he said he didn't want to make a sports movie. Then when Marty was in the depths of his cocaine binge, he said, "Look, one more time, one
Mhm.
last ride, let's do it."
And they made a crowning achievement of all their careers.
It's fucking beautiful.
Gorgeous movie.
And De Niro's the only reason it does all hold together at the end of the day.
oh, for sure.
Like,
It's
as
crazy
much
how
as we love
human
it.
Dude, if you had a
De Niro
bad
makes
Jake LaMotta, if
Yeah.
you had a bad Jake LaMotta, that movie would not work.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a mediocre Jake LaMotta, that movie would not
You
work.
have to have somebody that knows how to bring the humanity out of that character, and De Niro's the person to do it.
Beautiful.
All right.
Everybody's talked about Jake LaMotta for 30 fucking years.
Yeah, we got
Like,
nothing else.
Come on.
And number 2 is I'm really happy about this. Leonardo DiCaprio,
The Aviator.
the fucking Aviator.
Shutter Island.
Aha!
What's wrong with you,
Surprise.
Teddy? Keep it together.
Don't lie to me.
Just kidding. Fucking The Aviator.
The
Way of the
fucking-
future.
Way to future. Way to future.
That ending is enough.
Do they
to
work for
sell.
me?
They all work for you, Mr. Hughes.
He goes through an entire, fucking 40 to 50 years of age in that whole movie, right?
I don't think so. It just feels like that.
Jesus.
I think it's not that.
No, it's
much
like
of
20,
time.
if
Right.
anything.
Yeah,
Right.
I remember us looking it up at one point, just being like, how long has it
'Cause I
been
think
since
it only
he made
gets
Hell's
to-
Angels?
After, well, no, because he makes Hell's Angels and then he makes The Outlaw. And then that's like the early 40s when that comes out. But
Mhm.
and he's making The Outlaw in the movie.
Memories.
The memory scene. Iconic. But then fucking he flies the plane. I think that's the 50s. So the movie goes from the early 30s, late 20s to the early 50s.
Yes.
Okay. It's like 30 years at max.
Right. So
But it
I
feels like
think
a
it's more.
lifetime.
I think it's more like 20, but he plays it like it's a fucking lifetime has passed.
Yeah.
Because doesn't take long for somebody like that to become decrepit.
And it feels like it does feel like his equivalent to Raging Bull of
Yeah.
like, I am going to go all out for this whole movie, always pitch on 11, always take control of the screen, no matter how good the other elements are. Like, I'm running the show. I'm going to show you what I can do, and sells every single moment, no matter what it is. Him being absolutely charming off his ass, him having an OCD manic breakdown or being like kind of the creepy sleazeball or the absolute lunatic throwing things around a room.
He
It's
does it
there.
all.
It's all there, and it's never feels like a performance
Yeah.
to me. I don't think it ever feels like a false note in there.
It feels like a step out of Leo's comfort zone
Yep.
whilst also being perfect for him.
Yep.
Like something that he was afraid to do, but something that he always should have done. And then he
Mhm.
did it.
He was pretty young for that part too at the time.
I don't even. How old was he?
Early 30s?
Yeah, that had to have been it.
He might have been like 29.
No
Really?
way.
I had him like
He's
32.
young. He was literally 30.
Damn.
Wow.
29
When it
probably
came
when,
out?
when it came out. he
Yeah,
was
so
30.
the 28 and 29 when they were shooting probably.
That's crazy.
Young boy fucking just
Killing
whipping
it.
it out and
Going
going,
ham.
Look at me.
Way to feature.
Way of the future.
Way to feature.
Way to
What's
future.
number?
Number one. Everybody knows.
Everybody
come on.
knows what's happening.
This is not a fucking.
Everybody's
You know.
talking at me.
All three of us, the only thing we all, the only thing so far that we've all had at number one, that we all three agreed on, this is the best performance in any Sassy movie.
Robert De Niro in The Irishman as Frank fucking Sheeran.
Feels pretty objective, at least canon wise.
Come on.
What?
What do you want us to say? Shut up. Let's go to the picture. Come
Cut
on.
the cameras. Moving on.
Fuck it.
Fuck
we'll do
you.
it live.
If you fucking don't agree, fuck off.
Best scene partner
That
of all
sounded
time.
really aggressive.
All those small moments of pure emotionality.
This is how you do it. This is how you be a person on screen.
Bombing out a laundry place.
How does a guy make a phone call like that?
What?
It's too much.
Nothing.
Yeah. You gotta keep the hope.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
It's too much.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's so good.
All right, so next we got a really long one, and this is just our official Chronic Canon ranking of all 25 narrative feature films of Martin
Let's just run it
Leonardo's
down.
25 to 1.
Robert Scorsese.
We
Hit
don't
it.
need to talk about
Let's
them.
let's wait. Let's pause. Let's throw in some dramatic music. Cool. It's here.
Official
dramatic.
Chronic
It's here
Canon.
underneath. All right, Frank.
The bottom
off.
won't surprise anybody, and neither will the tippy top, but there's a lot of fun in between. Okay.
Okay.
This
And
is, I don't know this. I don't know if Jesse knows this.
He doesn't. I refuse to show you guys.
We do not know. So this is just as much as a surprise for us as it's gonna be for you.
25, Boxcar Bertha.
Of course.
Not in the canon.
Sorry.
24, Who's That Knocking at My Door? Not in the canon.
Sorry.
Should I do that for each one?
Yeah.
Okay. 23, Bringing Out the Dead. Not in the canon.
Rough.
22, The Last Temptation of Christ. Not in the canon.
Yeah.
21, Shutter Island. Not in the canon. 20, Gangs of New York. Not in the canon.
Staying consistent with the not in the canon so far.
19, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Not in the canon.
Nice.
18, Mean Streets is in the canon.
Ah.
Just that one blew my mind. It's like, what the fuck even happened?
Look, that's one that we only put in for historical
No,
sake.
I had it significantly higher than both.
Yeah,
of
you were going hard for.
I
fucking
still
Mean
did. It's
Streets.
my number 11. That's not what we're talking about.
Meh.
You fucking.
Meh.
Yeah, it's his fault. I wasn't gonna blame him.
Meh.
17. I'll take it. New York, New York.
Hey man,
Not
you
in
made
the
it.
canon. Above Mean Streets, I was like, what the literal fuck is going on?
I honestly can't believe it.
That's so funny. It's like a fuck you.
It's because I have it. And it's fine. All right, 16. The Age of Innocence. Not in the canon. Shut up. 15. Cape Fear. Not in the canon.
Okay.
14. Kundun. Not in the canon.
Damn. At least it's there.
What are you laughing at?
14.
Funniest Scorsese rank I've ever heard.
Why?
So
What's
funny.
wrong
Just
with
keep
it?
going. Just keep going.
13. Casino. Not in the canon. 12. Silence is in the canon.
Hey man, it's close.
11. Hugo is in the canon.
Yeah, we did it.
I
Good
was
job.
like, if Hugo ended up in the top 10, I was probably going
So
to
there's
slip my
gonna be
throat.
one in there.
that.
The top 10 that's not in the canon.
What do you mean? You know what it is. Keep going.
Shut up. Number 10. The Color of Money is in the canon.
Yeah.
Number 9. The Wolf of Wall Street is in the canon.
All right.
Number 8. The King of Comedy.
Yes, sir.
The Black Sheep, not in the canon.
That is the black sheep of the
That's
Chronic
to
Canon.
all the king of comedy lovers out there. who are
I
a little
am the
pissed
sole
off.
resistor.
He stands his guard at the gates
I
of Chronic
stand it.
Canon.
I don't care. It's not in.
It can't be. It's too late.
It's in
I
the
know.
top 10.
It is in the official top 10, and I accept that. I'll accept it all day. I
Can't
love the
believe
rules.
We're so inconsistent.
No, it's-
Fuck 'em.
I'm
going.
consistent.
Okay.
Y'all changed your minds.
We don't care.
7. The Aviator is in the canon. Number 6. The Departed
Nice.
is in the canon. Didn't make it to the top 5. So
All
close.
right. What are the top fivers?
Well, there's 4 fucking Robert De Niro movies if everybody's been paying a fuck attention. So I just want to quickly say, I think Bobby wins. The
Bobby
Sassy.
wins the
There
Sassy
is no
actor
DiCaprio
challenge.
fucking, nobody else compares. He's punching everybody in the fucking head. Apropos, because number 5 is Raging Bull,
Nice.
which is in the canon. Number 4, Taxi Driver is
Wow.
in the canon. Is in the canon.
Why did it get so high?
It's
Because
pretty high on my list.
and it's high on mine, and it's not that low on yours.
You know.
All right. Number 3. This is where everybody's probably going to be like, what the fuck happened? 3 is Goodfellas. Is in the canon. Number 2 is After Hours. Is in the canon. Yes! And number 1 is The Irishman.
Number 2 is After Hours.
Number 2 is literally After Hours.
Let's go, boys!
The only 2 that were in all of our top 5s were After Hours and The Irishman. Those are the only 2
crazy.
that we all 3 had in common.
Good.
I love it.
You know what that's called?
I
Variety,
mean, we said
people.
when we talked about After Hours a long time ago, boys, a long time ago,
Yeah.
we talked about that movie, that it is the quintessential stoner Scorsese movie.
Mhm.
And it is only fitting that it be just behind The Irishman in our podcast rank.
It was always going to be the Irishman we knew. So really, everything was fighting for the rest of the
So After Hours came in clutch, like halfway through.
It just stopped. It's the only thing that stopped the De Niro monopoly. Griffin Dunne said, "Hold on, but
Well, what's
I'm
number
funny."
6?
Departed.
So Leo would have taken it if it wasn't Griffin
Correct.
and Matt.
Matt would have taken it.
Man would have got it.
Matty, our boy. So that's it, man. Only 2 non De Niro or DiCaprio in the 10, Color, Money, and After Hours.
Wow,
And if we go by decade, according to us, the 2010s are the best,
According to us.
fitting.
followed by the 80s.
That makes
So-
sense.
And
His best
I do
run
agree.
Still is Raging Bull into King of Comedy, into After Hours, into The Color of Money.
That's crazy.
Great run.
We'll see. Killer Flower Moon is going to push it over.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Wait,
if
no.
It does.
You're forgetting On Par.
Oh, yeah,
Hugo,
'cause Hugo,
Wolf of Wall Street,
Silence, and
Irishman. I prefer the 80s run, actually.
Yeah.
For sure. And I would include fucking New York in there and Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
So for me, I think.
Well, I
it's a
think I could
long
like
goddamn
New
run.
York more on a rewatch.
You
I can see it now.
motherfucker.
I don't.
You were the what? What are we most excited to rewatch? Because
Raging
you both
Bull.
rewatched King of Comedy.
Raging Bull.
Yeah.
Raging Bull's
I
pushing up
also-
there.
I rewatched
Weirdly
Goodfellas,
enough, that
too.
was I remember when we started this whole thing,
Mhm.
we said, "What's the one that we're most excited to go back to?" And I think I said Raging Bull. Then
I
I
agree.
rewatched After Hours. I rewatched Goodfellas, and I rewatched King Comedy already.
I'm
Raging Bull's definitely on the top of the list. Like I really want to give it a watch, but I want to do it like solo, see what that does.
the only 3 I'm actually like itching to do are Raging Bull, Color, Money, and New York. Those are
might-
the 3 I want. Like I'm like one more time.
I might do Casino again soon, only because that just feels like a November movie to me. Because I watched it last November.
Well,
I don't
that's
know.
probably why.
Someone, maybe like the next one that I'll put on for fun if I'm not trying to like analyze some Sassy, but I want to watch a good Sassy and put it on. I'm probably gonna watch The Aviator. I just feel like that's not gonna get enough love unless I like purposely. I'm like, let me watch.
I
The
do want to
Aviator.
see that again
Because it's
This
just
is
like it's
great
good. It's a
movie.
good fucking movie. Like I'm not gonna,
Fucking amazing.
It's great.
Top 5.
Yeah, and I do want to do like I want to do all of them again in a weird way.
Come on.
I love 'em.
I think there's
All
plenty
of
on
them?
the. I think there's plenty on the list that if
Not
I,
all
you
of
know,
them.
if I was in a group setting and they're like, we are watching this, there's plenty on the Sassy list that I would be like, yeah, that's fine.
Very
I'll watch
excited to watch Italian American and American Boy, and The Last Waltz.
Seeing some
and
clips
his
from
George
both of
Harrison
them?
documentary. I
Seeing
am
some clips from both of those, the first 2, American Boy and American Italian,
Italian
both great.
American.
Italian American, both great.
Hugo at number 11.
Wonderful.
Good shit, Hugo.
So
That's the
Martin
se-
Scorsese, is he a canon filmmaker?
Yes.
Good.
No.
How many movies are in the canon?
Of his?
Yes.
Yeah, officially. Like 11?
12.
12 of
12.
25, nearly 50%. If he does Killer of the Flower Moon, he might make it up there
You might make it up
We'll
there.
see.
to that
He might
50.
make it to the 50%.
So,
Which are probably, I don't know, man. Maybe more than
Most people?
most
with
people.
that said,
The Safdies
bye-bye,
don't count.
Marty. And bye-bye.
No. No.
No?
We're done with Papa?
Done with Papa.
He's done.
Dan,
Bye-bye.
hold on. What is the thing you're going to take away? What's the thing you're going to take away? What's the number one thing you're going to take away from Martin Scorsese?
A love of cinema and life through cinema. I think that's it, actually. The life through cinema.
That was good. That was real good. Brandon,
Know when to stop.
Mm.
Know when to fucking stop.
that's good.
I hope I've learned from this hubris. This wild hubris ride. The most hubristic, the most just like, because this movie does his movies do tap into, at least, you know, a lot of them tap into like my desire of just like, get rich quick. I don't want to have to worry about shit. I like my mentality. I don't act upon it, but my mentality is Johnny Boy in Mean Streets, where
why
he's
you
just
love
like, I don't want to do shit, man. I just want to hang out. I want to spend money. I don't want to give people back the money, and I just want to like do what I want. It's like, yeah, man, I feel that, and I feel like all of his, you know, best movies tap into my inner desire to just want to live the easy life and get in the fast lane and get out easy. And every single one of those movies very quickly goes, yeah, but you can't. Psh, psh, psh. That's them smacking me in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take away, you know, know when to stop. So thanks, Marty.
I
What you got?
keep it in the headspace of the protagonist. That's more from the filmmaker side of my brain. I know I'm going to run with that forever. I've been thinking it been aware of it, but now I see how to do it actually, concretely. I'm like,
I think
right.
I've taken that away too.
Like that was the biggest thing. Just like at the end of the day, it's like if you're not being true to your protagonist, you're not being true to the movie. And it's like that's the key. Because then every movie's going to be different if you're being honest to what it is. And just such an eclectic collection of the same thing. It's so bizarre how diverse he is, and yet how not at all.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
incredible.
I just watched a video where Spielberg said something about how he's like, I wish that I could make films that are quintessentially Spielberg films. Like he's like, I can't. Like he's like Scorsese. He's like, I wish I could do it like Marty does it. He's like, even Kundun. He's like, that's a Marty movie. He's like, I don't. He's like, yeah, I can see him all over that movie. He's like, I feel like I lump myself more with the chameleons of the directing world, where I'm more commanded by the screenplay and their vision than my own personal vision.
Mhm.
Whereas Marty is the author of his own films, and that's coming from the behemoth Steven Spielberg himself. So
It gets in
got some merit.
He is the middle ground.
Very early in the year, Jesse taught me a word about someone who is not only an artist, but somebody whose art is a reflection of themselves, and therefore it impacts society on a greater value, and that's an auteur.
Yes.
And Sassy is an auteur.
I mean, he is. He is. He's the
Slightly.
quintessential auteur. In some
American
way-
auteur, at least.
I'm gonna miss him, man. I'm gonna miss him because it's gonna feel like, I don't know, like walking into a Sassy movie now is gonna feel like different. It's like
Yeah.
gonna have like
It's
this
gonna be like
weight
seeing
to
an old
it.
friend.
It's gonna be like, whoa, dude, how you been?
I don't know. He's probably a top 10 director, right?
He's easily top 5 for me
I wouldn't
now.
say top 5.
Just as a director, if I'm thinking about his mentality
I'm
and
just
the
saying,
way
but
he
like
does
favorite
things.
to me.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about favorite to me too. I love him. I cherish him.
I don't have a list.
He has climbed the ranks.
He's very
Yeah,
good though, and I
He's
like
gotta
him.
be up there. He's probably number 10. It's fine. I love him. He's the best. He's literally the best. He's the godfather of the Chronic Canon.
Godfather Crown King.
Sorry, Francis.
So should we make some announcements?
All right, yeah.
Some
Yeah, I
little
suppose it's
announcements?
time to
What's
say bye-bye,
next?
Marty, and
God. Yeah.
move on to the next thing.
And bye-bye
And
And
bye bye.
bye-bye.
You
to
know.
him.
But that's not the end of the episode, as you might think. We're going to tell you a few more things, and then we're going to go.
Yeah.
How
How
so
long
next
is
up,
this?
we're currently at 90 minutes.
Fuck.
Yep.
Next
It's
up,
gonna be a short one.
We get.
We're
it's fine.
fools.
next up, we're covering the Godfather trilogy.
It seems like a good transition film outward of like staying. We're not ready to fully say goodbye to Marty. We want to stand near him still.
Yeah.
You got Italian mob movies, but that are genuinely considered some of the best of all time by basically everybody that Brandon has never
Has not
seen.
seen.
Major blindsides.
Yeah.
So let's cut all the reasons to cover it
And
It's-
rappers love The Godfather.
because it's amazing.
Yeah.
I can fully defend
Like I
the
said,
first
like
one
you'll
forever.
fall asleep during most movies. I'll give you that. But The Godfather, I could see it doing the business.
It's
It's magnificent.
it's a perfectly made movie. It's a perfect
Young
Ah,
Pacino.
Hold on,
I'm
hold on, hold on.
excited.
Good.
Just shut up.
I know.
I'm
So
excited. That's
so-
what's next.
And then Frank, why don't you tell the people at home about our next director?
I mean,
We're strapping in.
I think it should be pretty obvious. If we're trying to create a canon, right? That seems to be the idea of this whole thing. We're trying to learn. We're trying to digest. We're trying to grow. We're trying to canonize.
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 Thank you.
Cannibalize.
Cannibalize. Cannibalize.
Cannibalize.
Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh, this is the roll-up. All right, cannibalize. There's somebody who's already in our name. We are the Sassy Safdie-Sese Stans. And there's somebody in there that we got to talk about, and it is the Safdie brothers. It is Josh and Benny Safdie. They are our next
Somebody's.
directors. Somebody's. We're doing feature films, and we're going to count Josh's first thing, The Pleasure of Being Robbed, because Benny worked on it, and I'm sure he actually directed, and it might have been like a SAG thing. Who knows?
Same thing with like the
Or
Coen
DGA.
brothers.
Right.
Joel got most of the credit most
Right.
of the time.
But they were always co-directing.
Mhm.
They whatever. So Pleasure of Being Robbed, Daddy Longlegs, Heaven Knows What, Good Time, Uncut Gems. We're
Sorry,
not doing
Lenny
Lenny Cook.
Sorry,
No
Lenny
docs.
Cook.
We got to stick to our guns.
Yep.
And instead, we're subbing in Josh's first feature. So
Yep.
fuck, gives you a lot of time to watch some movies.
Yeah.
'Cause we're not gonna get to it right away. But
Yeah, if you want to catch up early, that way we'll be there soon.
the Safdies are next. That's fucking That's
Bye
what's
bye,
up.
Sassy. Thank
It
you
is
for
what it is.
Thank
The
you for
next
doing
generation,
this, man.
Without
Passing
Sassy,
the torch.
there'd be no Safdie. Without either, there'd be no us.
2 quintessential American New York filmmakers.
We'll see. And the Safdies, it'll be nice that anytime they make a new movie, we get to talk about it, and we'll see where their career goes.
Yeah.
We could be with the new Sassies. They
Mhm.
could fall off the train real quick.
Very quick.
It's strange how like not established but established they are. I
Mhm.
doubt they're not going to fall off the train.
I hope
They
not.
got- Uncut
Barry
Gems,
Jenkins
come
is
on.
making The Lion King.
We're not going to
Two.
talk about it. We're not going to talk about it.
And with that said,
Probably okay.
I mean, let him get the money so
the
he can do whatever he wants
Safdie
forever.
brothers
Listen, Hollywood
are
is
the
harder on
way
African
of
Americans.
the future.
Nice.
He's getting this. He's just got to. I understand. He's got to do what he's got to do.
Just
gotta
like the
do what he's gotta do.
Safdies, just like us. I'm Frank,
I'm Jesse.
I'm Brandon. We're signing off.
and goodbye.
And bye bye.
And bye bye.
Way to the future.
Goodbye.
Way to the future.